So we've got 3, 5, 3, 7.
Doing the maths is always important, never more so than in a cost of living crisis.
I'm Sophie Groves. I've been teaching for 8 years and I voted for strike action.
I'm Bethan Huggins. I've been teaching for 6 years and I voted for strike action.
I'm Kirsty Stewart. I've been teaching about 11 years and I definitely voted yes.
At home we're making big cutbacks, even timing like when to put the heating on, is it cold enough yet, which is something I never imagined I would have to do.
We are definitely having conversations like that in the staff room. There are people who need to access food banks, which is atrocious in the 21st century. People shouldn't have to be accessing food banks. It's almost soup kitchen-esque.
At Cherry Tree Primary in Basildon, the teachers told me their vote is more about budget cuts and less about pay.
It's almost a misrepresentation of that in some ways, that it is all about pay, but that is the only thing we're allowed to legally stand for. But it's not the only thing. And I think for most teachers, it's not the only issue.
Looking through social media, for example, last night, after it was announced that teachers would be striking, a lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people just think it's about pay. And I think the stuff that people write online about teachers, and because they think it's all about pay and that we get so many holidays and things like that, we don't. We work through a lot of those.
Head teachers, of course, have some very difficult juggling ahead.
I'm anticipating that we will be open in some way. I don't think we're looking at a total closure for this school. I can't speak for other colleagues, obviously. It will be challenging, I'm sure, because I don't necessarily have to find out until the day of a strike action which staff are choosing to come in or not to come in.
There is a definite atmosphere of enough is enough. How in this country do you think we value teachers?
I think it's changed a lot since I've been teaching. I went into teaching and I do still feel like this, but it was a very valued profession. It was well respected. I felt like you did good work in the community. Now I feel, and especially since the pandemic, I feel like it's almost villainised.
To watch the education system be continually demeaned by successive governments, to have our budgets cut back, to have our work undervalued, does make me question whether I will stay in the profession.
It devastates me because I always thought that when I was at university and I was training, I thought this was my career for life.
And so teachers join the Winter of Discontent 2023, which may well run for several seasons. Simon Viger, 5 News, Basildon.